balance of April, getting into May, and particularly as we get into June, we have a series of activities that are going on where people will go through the vineyards, and grapevines they're very much a survivor. So if we have the structure of the grapevine out there, whether it's the cordon arms or whether we have new canes that we put out there, the grapevine really loves to start growing at all these little dormant spots, these eyes or buds that are around. And there are lots of them on the vine. The ones we count when we are pruning, but also some that have lain dormant, sometimes for years and years and years. Well, in the springtime, they start to grow, and that produces unwanted growth that will either produce too many grapes or too much foliage so that we can't get air movement and sunlight and spray penetration into these canopies. So we do a process of what we call suckering, or the Australians call it bud bashing. You go through by hand and you rub away all of the shoots that have come from buds where you don't want them. So that's a very skilled process because we want to go quickly to get across as many acres as we possibly can before the shoots grow too long, but also it's one where we really need a very high skill level because the choices of when the people make the choices about what they actually leave, they have a very large impact on the production of the vines for this year and also the structure for the vines in the coming years. So it's a skilled but necessarily a high-speed practice. And our crews are very well trained to do that, and they really go through the vineyards very, very quickly. We may, in fact, come back through another time, or in some cases, we may even come a third time and do that same sort of activity, depending on the amount of growth that's going on. So once these non-count or the unwanted shoots are broken out and thrown away, then we also are tucking the shoots that we do want, we're tucking them up into the wires in whatever trellis or whatever training system people use, but we're getting those shoots oriented so that we have control over them, so that we can protect them with sprays, so that we can get them well displayed, because we know that our best friend in disease prevention is actually sunlight and air movement. So the idea and why the shoots are so well ordered is largely to do with good resistance to pests and diseases. Good air movement, it's going to help develop good fruit characteristics and characters in the wines, but it's also going to help prevent, for example, downy mildew doesn't like a very open canopy. So if we can keep good air movement and sunlight penetration in that upper canopy of the vine, then we have less pressure from the disease itself.